Yo, yo, how are we doing? We're back once again. Now, I've been pretty busy this morning, so I haven't actually had a chance to mark up any charts. I know there's a lot of markups floating around in the Discord from a few different mentorship students. If you're wondering what this is, cloth for cleaning my screen, one for drying the screen. So we do have quite a few setups to cover, which we're going to cover. I'm just cleaning my screen, so don't worry. When you record software or when you record content off of your screen, you've got to make sure you've got a clean screen, right? So just cleaning that screen right there. Just going to clean this little bit here. Honestly, I don't really know how screens get dirty. I mean, obviously it does, but time, right? Cool. Right, that's done. So we're going to start at the top with Euro. Now, the testing for Orion high frequency is now in full swing. High frequency Orion. I believe there might be a setup on the screen here. There isn't, which is fine. You're going to see, once the high frequency system has been tested, you're going to see it showcased to you guys with backtesting data and so on. But for now, it's just concept in the works. But it's using the same Orion principles. So you can see that we have Euro building up a lot of liquid high and low here. Now, the liquid high is sitting quite a bit higher. But this is what I was saying before, where price is always going to take one side or the other. It's never just going to sit and build highs and lows like this, because it will ultimately have to consistently compress within itself until it becomes a non-moving market. So it's always going to come up to one point or down to another point, right? And what we're looking for is that counter biasing move to then align with our biasing, right? So how is everyone this morning? Oh, that's a cool little button. I say this morning, it's this afternoon. So how is everyone? Hopefully you're well. So guys, if you are in the chat, do say hi. You don't have to lurk in the shadows. I don't bite unless I'm hungry. So Euro NZD as well. We had a pretty clear run of the daily high. 4-hour lows are still in play. There's not really anything to mark up on this. We're bullish. Price went bullish. So we are going to try a new style of sorry, I just had a message to respond to. We are going to be trying a new style of short content. We're going to be trying it this afternoon, and it's all about narrative and understanding the basis. Now, it will look pretty similar, but it's the context of what's being said and how it's being said that should change the flow of the way it's received by an algorithm. So we'll see. We'll see. Now I believe, I don't know why this is shaking constantly. There we go. I believe we're bullish on this, right? Yes. So using the same biasing here, we can see that we ran a 4-hour low. So guys, like I said, if you are in the chat, feel free, well, you're not in the chat, but if you are in the stream, say hi. Like the stream. Share it with a friend, maybe. So we run this low right here. This was the last area. What's going on, brother? Welcome. Nice to see a new face in the stream. I hope you're well. Wherever you may be in the world, I hope you're good. If you're not already in the Discord, jump in the Discord. Join the community. I welcome you, and so will everyone else. We welcome you with open arms. If you want to learn anything about the system, just ask a question. I'm always happy to help you. Anyone that's in this stream, right? Look at me as your personal mentor. That's all you need to do. I'm here to help you. I'm your friend and colleague and mentor. Okay. So welcome. Thanks for saying hi. Appreciate it. That's one of the only things that I don't really like too much about when I'm streaming. Like I love streaming and conversing with people like yourself. But I don't like people how would I say? I don't mind if people just sit in the background and don't talk. But I like to converse with people. That's what I'm saying. I find it hard to keep information flowing, you know, when you don't have it. It's sort of like I would say, it's like having a texting conversation when someone's giving you blunt replies, you know. It's really hard to keep that text going. I see you just joined the Discord. I'll give you permission right now. There you go, my friend. But yeah, hope you're well. Hope everything's good. So with Euro, we don't have a huge amount going on here. But if you are watching the stream and you don't want to talk, that's completely fine. But if you have a question, you know, you want to say hi, say bye, what's going on? Welcome. I feel like I recognize your picture now. I don't know how to read Arabic. I'm guessing that's Arabic. I might be wrong. I don't know if it is or not. But I hope you're well, wherever you're from in the world. Let's go over to the higher time frame here and you'll see what's going on with this. It's Persian. Wow. It looks cool. It looks cool. I love it. I love the way that Arabic, Persian, for example, all of those languages, they look so elegant, like on paper. Like, it's such a beautiful language to look at. It really is. Whereas I feel like the British language and a lot of like Eastern European languages, they look very harsh and, you know, like it all flows into one. It looks very nice and elegant. Unfortunately, it means absolutely nothing to me because I can't read it, which is a shame. And I would love to learn, especially where I work with the Nesab investment over here on the far side. Nesab investment is in Kuwait, and they're all obviously all Arabic. So I'd love to learn, but English isn't even my strong point, and that's my first language. So the charts is a universal language, right? Appreciate you guys for the reactions and all the love hearts and the laughing faces. It's much love. Like I say, if you have any questions, guys, please do ask them, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to answer questions. We're here to help you guys learn and grow. We're here to clear the fog, ultimately. Remember Orion's system itself is based off of 3 time frames. You have your daily biasing, you have your hourly, which is going to be a 4-hour generally, as the points of interest or the points that you want to trade from and to. And then you have your entry time frame, which for me is the 15-minute. Therefore, giving you the 3 time frames, the same as Orion's belt, the star constellation, which is 3 stars in a line. Once those points align, you can trade in unison with all directional biases. Do you trade crypto? I don't trade it on a day trading basis, but I do trade it for how would I say, like investment terms. Like I invest over long periods of time. Like I'm heavily involved in XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin. What else am I holding? Quorum, Stellar Lumens. Honestly, big gains over the last couple of months. Can you analyze Bitcoin? Sure, that's not a problem at all. If you're not in the Discord already, this is a good one, right? Because this morning, Spine, who is one of our long-standing mentorship students, he posted this entry. Excuse me. Only paper trading because he doesn't trade Bitcoin directly, but you can see here, this is a Bitcoin. You can see it there, BTC USDT. This is a Bitcoin setup, which is using the system that I am using and showing you guys in these live streams. And if we look at where he's trading that from, we'll go over to Bitcoin now. You see he's trading from this point here. Stop below the low. See that? So your system is in the playlist. Yes, it's the Keep It Simple series. Now we are going to be doing a video very soon called Orion, which is the system itself. And it's going to be probably Discord exclusive, so it will be on the YouTube, but it won't be watchable unless you're a member of the YouTube or you're in the Discord. So we do plan on doing that. But you're in the Discord, so you'll be able to watch it. So it's all good. But let's analyze this, even though we already know where the entries are. Okay, so we're going to go to our daily time frame, and we're going to look at our bias. Now we do have the money in, money out indicator active, and this is what these squares are. This is our money in, signifying price is most likely going to go up. That's a very bad arrow. Let me get my drawing pen here. Yes. Now, that is a very subjective question, but yes, you can. Now, the reason I say yes, you can is because we have data to back up the system works itself. Now, the system is completely mechanical, and you have to follow it, making sure that you understand what is happening. Now, the money in, money out principle is the core of this system, but it's all about where you see these points. Now, this is what I always say, right? Don't trade a system unless you can literally close your eyes. Okay, no one's going to ask me a question, so that doesn't make sense. But you close your eyes and someone can ask you a question and boom, you're going to be able to answer that question. Without even battering an eyelid, without even looking, you know the answer to that question. So for example, if you said to me, what's your entry criteria? I could say to you straight away, we have to have daily bias aligning with the points of interest that we want to see price interact with. If we're bullish, we're looking to run lows. If we're bearish, we're looking to run highs. Where are we targeting? Well, we're targeting the nearest high or low in the opposing direction. What are we trading from? Well, we're trading from our 15-minute money in or money out scenario, depending on bias. Bang. There you go. That's all the rules. Done. I don't need to think about that. It is second nature. It rolls straight off the tongue. It rolls straight out of my mind. That's how it needs to be. Backtesting. Okay, great. That's cool. Well, I challenge you, and this is what I challenge everyone, to learn this system so you can relay information like I just did there, and backtest it and prove that it doesn't work. That's what I try and get everyone to do. Instead of taking my word for it, so don't just believe what I'm telling you. Take the information, take the system, make sure you understand it fully, and prove that it doesn't work. That's what I always try and push. Prove it does not work, and then you'll see it working. Or you can prove that it does work if you want, but I always think it's better to go into it with the mindset of it doesn't work, I'm going to prove it doesn't work, and then you'll see a different outcome. So, I believe your system. We'll get the data, and then you will be able to. You'll just have to look at the numbers. Then it won't even need to be belief anymore. It will be statistic. Here's a backtesting. Now we are going to be doing more backtesting, but this is 246 days. 246 days, and you can see how little we're trading. We only have 62 trades. Now it's kind of fuzzy because it's a screenshot of a screenshot. We have shown this software up before. This is a backtesting software. You can see the max drawdown. This is a 10k account, 12k profit. We're losing 4k overall to losses, but the gross profit 16,000. You lose 4k in losses, gives you 12,000. 128% gained is over 8.1 months, which 246 days. And again, that seems kind of high, but when you level it out, it actually works out to just over 10% a month, which is exactly what we expect with a just under 60% hit rate. Yeah. So it's not a ridiculous statistic, but you will see the same statistics if you use a software like FX Replay or Forex Tester. You can use Forex Tester. I mean, that's what we're testing on, but it's kind of clunky. It's like a bit old school. I'm still waiting for an affiliate from FX Replay, so we'll see. But yeah, I highly recommend learn the system and then prove that it doesn't work. That's what I always say. If you can prove it doesn't work, that's great. We'll have a full-on sit down and we'll discuss what you have, what is there. Did you trade scalping? Did I or do I? This is a 15-minute entry model, so we're trading like mid-time frames. We're trading like not intraday, but it's kind of intraday. At the moment, we're working on a lower time frame, higher frequency model of Orion, which involves 1 minute entries. So there will be some scalping coming forwards. Just to let you guys know, for anyone that is new, you can see in this top corner right here, see that? Orion by Pip Surfing Society. This is a fully automated analysis indicator. So at the moment we have money in, money out, which is these areas you can see. But this is going to be full analysis, only alerting you and only highlighting points that are valid for the criteria and the rule set. So when this is released, it's going to be game changing, because all you will need to do is apply it to your charts and just set an alert on the indicator, and it's going to literally come through to your phone and say to you, entry this point, stop loss here, TP here. It's going to do everything for you. So let's get down onto the 4 hour time frame here. So 4 hour, we are looking for bullishness. There's the low that we took, but that's in development at the moment. Also, the money in, money out indicator is available now. It isn't free, unfortunately, but it is very reasonably priced. It's at £10 per month, so it's not, it's not extortionately priced, and that is not a rolling contract either. So if you did want to gain access to that, you can get access to that through our Discord, through the link down below, the Pip Surfing Society store, and you will gain access to it pretty much instantly. And again, if you're in the Discord already, you will see all of our students using that indicator. You will see those areas appearing on their charts. So 4 hour time frame right here, we took this low. We also took this and this. So we are bullish, right? we know we're bias bullish. What is that indicator about? So it's the money in, money out indicator, which is the core and the heartbeat of the Orion trading system, which is understanding the principle of institutional money movement. So if you watch the Keep It Simple series, part 1 to 5, that whole concept is the whole concept's understood. That whole concept is explained so you can understand it in really simple terms. So it's the core of what we teach in the Keep It Simple series. So this is our target high right here, which again is at all-time high. Now, it's always trickier to trade price action at all-time highs because you're ultimately guaranteed some form of pullback each time you form an all-time high. Not every single time, but there is generally going to be a pullback of some kind. Now, we know because of the way Bitcoin is driven by FOMO, a lot of the time you will see a larger pullback than some other assets. Now, again, that doesn't change anything because we're following a rule set here. We're not basing this off of what we think is going to happen or what we think we know is going to happen. We're basing it off of a clear rule set. Is the rule set telling us to enter? Yes or no? That's all we need to know. We don't care about how it makes us feel or what we think might happen. Do you have statistics backing up your opinion? No. Do we have statistics backing up this entry model and criteria? Yes. So what one are you going to follow? Simple as that, right? Simple as that. Now, following the same principle here, if we take this low, we're expecting price to run to the high. So we're trading from the low into the high. So let's go back to the 15-minute here. And you can see the trade that was given from that low being taken. And look at the area, right? Look at this low being taken out. And then what do we have? We have money in. You use the money in as your point of entry, the low as your stop loss area, and you aim for the 4-hour high. Now, look at this trade, right? And then I'm going to go over to here. And I'm going to copy this. All right. Seasonal. Paste. All right. Look at this. Where's the TP at the high? Where's the entry at that point? Where's the stop loss under the low? Exactly the same. Exactly the same. Why? Because he has learnt the rules of the Orion trading system and he's applying them consistently onto his chart, giving him the exact same analysis and the same ideas that I am showcasing to you. So you can be in exactly the same position as our students in our Discord showcasing this because all they have done is taken the time to learn it. That's all they've done. So you can do the same thing. I'm going to go grab a quick drink and run for a quick bathroom break, and then we'll be right back to it, guys. So don't go anywhere. If you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll be right back with you. What's up? What's up? Bjorn, what's going on, brother? Hope you're well. Hope you're all good. The Bitcoin trade, yeah, I didn't actually take it. I'm just showcasing the analysis that Spine gave and how it lines up perfectly with what we're trading with the Orion system. So we're going to go back over to our liquid only pairs here. We had a low ran right there. No tap in. Euro GBP. We're bias bullish on this. Yes. 4 hour low being here. There was an initial tap in, but price action didn't really give anything. So we'll know if price runs this low here or the low underneath it. We know, but we're just going to set an alert on it. Like that, right? Nice and easy. Remember, guys, the Discord is there if you aren't already a member of the Discord. Oh, also, Manuel, can you take a look at gold? Do you think it will continue dropping? Let me tell you, my friend, we are bias bearish on gold. We also have... I need to delete this stuff though, because there's a lot of the high frequency stuff in there and in here as well. Sorry, guys. I don't want to give away any concept stuff because it doesn't really serve any purpose at the moment till we've got data to back it up. What's going on here? Until we've got data to back it up, I don't want to show anything. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 highs. There was a high here that was taken, so there may actually be an entry for gold here. I don't know if there is. We will take a look at that though. I just need to change my music. I've got music playing at the moment and I'm really just not feeling it. Not feeling it. I need to be in the groove. You know what I mean? When I'm here with the YouTube family, I need to be in the groove. And that's just not giving me groove. That's giving me non-groove. Okay. I'm in the groove. I'm thinking about trying AU again. Counter though. I would honestly avoid counters. I would avoid counters. Personally, that's just my own personal opinion, you know. Let's see if there was a trade given for gold. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to rewind because it's only fair that we actually look at it with a real world perspective, right? So we got the money in, money out indicator on. Oh, look, there's still more high frequency stuff here. And there's still more high frequency stuff here as well. Jesus. Get out of here. Okay, so this is the high. I'll show you. So let's see if it takes this out or not. Again, I don't know if there's an entry here or not. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Doesn't look like it. So that right there is the point that you'd sell from. Okay? But for me, because the entry takes us to here, and that trade ultimately, excuse me, will be maybe 2R. Your stop would have to go above the high as we instruct with the Orion system. Bear with me. Put this down to the low. Yeah, so I was right. Barely 2R. And then from here is where we'd expect to trade from. So we wouldn't want to trade from that. We'd prefer if there was an entry point that was given like up here. Then we have a much higher risk reward. Remember, you want to average above 3, so this really isn't going to be something we'd be interested in. I'll remove that, and I'll play from here. So you see the way we push higher in? That's telling me that entry wasn't ideal. We know that entry wasn't ideal. But yes, we'd look for it to come down into this low here. Okay. So when the Orion auto analysis is running, it's only going to highlight you this point here, because that is the only true entry point that is given if you're following the rule set. But when it comes to something like this, when you have a very large gap between the high that caused that space and the space that's actually given, and then it ultimately gives you less than 3R, so -3, well, it's not -3, but less than 3R, it becomes more of a movement we're just going to watch than get involved in. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't trade it off of the same principle, and you can passively wait for a better entry to occur within here, kind of like this. Yeah, so you can enter there and use just the same high as your stop, but it doesn't give you much of an improvement, does it? So anything that's below 3R, we're just going to leave it. So I would prefer to see that. And we can trade from here down to the same low. There may be a new low developed in here, but it's ultimately still going to give you a better setup than trading from here, stop here, target here. Okay, so we still expect there to be downwards movement. So sorry it took so long to get to that one, Manuel. Hopefully that's how you pronounce your name. Apologies if I'm butchering that. So, where are we? Here. Of course, and I do apologise to anyone that's in the chat or in the stream. If you put something in the chat and I miss it or I don't respond to it straight away, I do apologise. I do have chat on monitor 2, I have the chart on monitor 1, and then I have everything else going on monitor 3. So, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of Taekwondo, Tai Chi movements happening. So I apologise if I'm a bit delayed on reaching some of your messages. But ask away. I really do encourage you to ask questions. So yeah, still looking for that to come down, but I'd prefer for it to trade from the high. I'm going to trade from here. And notice how we can add an alert for money in, money out as well. That's why this indicator is very valuable, because you can set an alert for a high. So let's say you're minding your own business, price comes up, dings this, you get a little buzz on your phone, it says high hit. Then the next alert that comes through is money out on the 15-minute. You literally know that's when I need to look at the charts. So it gives you that freedom to walk away and know that you're going to get the alerts you need. Whereas the Orion indicator itself is literally going to be entry given at price, stop loss at price, TP at price, For example, that it would have been entry at 2645, TP at 2632 or 2633, TP at 2651. Now what we are going to do is we're going to add in to the alert, whatever pair it's alerting you on, an average for, so for example, let's say the average spread of the 10 major assets across most brokers is like 10 points, right? So we're going to add 10 points on to the alert pricing. So for example, your stop would go 10 points above the high, allowing allowing for that little space. So what it means is, if you don't really understand what I'm saying, if your stop loss was bang in line with this and you have spread can tap your stop loss and take you out when it actually doesn't reach that level. It's one of the ways that brokers will have an advantage on you. Offering a spread in the market allows them to be 90% of the time on the right side of the bid and ask. So we're gonna go. Let's go GU or GJ. Sorry. So we're biased long on GJ. We've been biased long since down here. So to give you an idea, this is the daily time frame. This area was established after this candle closed. So we've been biased long for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? 6 days of bias long. Go down to the 4-hour time frame. Price has literally just been moving up for the whole time. But unfortunately, we haven't been taking out lows. Nearly sneezed then. But that's one of those things. Doesn't have to take out lows to move higher. The beauty of the market. I'll go and look at AU in a minute as well, Bjorn. So they're the targets. You can see prices most likely coming up to those. Cool. So nothing really to cover there. UChef. Did we miss an entry on UChef? So you can see here that we had a bias of short. And then it changed just after we took this entry. So a really nice entry. Didn't run to where we wanted it to run to. Oh, God. Apologies, guys. And then price went bullish. So we've been looking at 4-hour lows. If you look, it didn't actually develop too many lows. It put in a low here, which has been hit, so we can remove this. So we put that as a 4-hour low. S 4-hour low stands for swept. Then we've got a 4-hour low here, which isn't swept. And we've also got a 4-hour low. Oh, we've got another 37 minutes before that's confirmed. So we won't mark that just yet. Okay, so we put these as 4-hour lows. So let's have a look down here and see if we had an entry. We did. So same thing. 4-hour low, taken out. Bias is bullish. So we want to trade from a low to a high. This is your point you'd be entering. This is where your stop loss would go. Again, I don't know what time this was. 8:30 yesterday. I was out for dinner at 8:30. I wouldn't have traded that anyway. It's a bit late. But I'm guessing this is a 4-hour high. Let's see. Yes. So when we're bullish, we target 4-hour highs and we trade from 4-hour lows. So this would be your trade. Give them a bit of space. So that is a more realistic scenario in terms of RR. Even though this isn't the best, we want it maybe a little bit lower, it still gives a realistic RR. So there's nothing stopping you taking that trade, except for the fact that you might not wanted to take it so close to market close, which is a valid reason to not take it. Obviously, if this was the bot would have taken that because it's just going to run consistently unless it's like 15 minutes before market close, which is not. The entry for that is actually given here, and then it stays valid till after. Yeah, so it's completely valid. Humans, though, we need to be a bit more careful. Bots, it's just let it run and do its thing. Okay, you can see I haven't looked at these charts. We've got a lot of lines overlapping price and things like that. So down to the 4-hour, not the 4 hour, sorry, the daily, you can see we were biased bullish from this candle close here. So we're talking the 10th, and we've been bullish ever since. So we're now on the 18th. That's 8 days of bullish biasing, and price has been bullish for 8 days. Move this down here. I'm also going to delete this alert. So we've got our targets. So we do have news today. I believe it's a little bit later on. I don't think it's coming just yet. Oh, 4 minutes. Okay, there you go. I'm not looking to take any entries right this second anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. 4 minutes time, and then we've got FOMC. I didn't even see that in 5.5 hours, which is 7 p.m. So that's quite a long way away. 1:30. So in 4 minutes time, we have building permits. What's going on, Void? Hope you're good, brother. You see the entry given here was also pretty valid, but it didn't tap in. So that's your entry point. Stop loss goes below the low. Target would be the 4 hour high. Again, it's the same model. It's the same model as every other pair. The only difference here is that we didn't tap in. We never tap in. It's actually a pretty decent RR, but no tap in. So how are you meant to trade it if the price doesn't come back to your area? Now, I've said it before that there's always going to be someone that has an idea of let's trade from the FVG, let's trade from the order block, let's trade from whatever. There's many different elements you can add. But I always say the same thing. Go and test like a year's worth of data, see what the statistics are on that entry model. Then you can begin to look at it as a valid potential. Until you actually test something, it's only an idea. And this is why I said Orion high frequency, lower time frame is in the works. It is in the works. But until we have enough data to back up what I'm saying, I'm not going to come to the screen on the live stream and say things to you when I don't have information and statistics to back it up. Because that is just it's not right. It's not right to do that. So unless you have statistics to back up an idea, every idea is valid. You validate it by using statistics. That's why I'm not here right now going, look at this, I've been testing this, guys. I've been testing the lower time frame version of Orion. Ooh, look at this. Because I've tested like 2 months, and 2 months doesn't mean shit. Like, that literally means nothing. So AU. We're bearish on AU. I don't even need to go to the higher time frame to see that. We know we're bearish on AU. This is a 4 hour high. Potential 4 hour low. We haven't confirmed that yet. We've got 32 minutes, so we'll leave that there. Yeah, I would wait for this, Bjorn. If you're still in the stream, I would wait for this. Possibly up to here to come down. We've got news in like 2 minutes as well, so just be cautious. So bearish on this. We want to sell from the highs. So you can see the way that we had sells coming in from these highs. But we haven't swept any highs lately except for this point. I think gave an entry as well. Yeah. Like, look at that. That's the kind of entry you want. That's the kind of entry you want. Sweep of a 4 hour high. Entry goes here. Stop goes here. TP goes here. So you can already see that's like, I'm going to say, I don't directly trade AU, but I'm going to say that is 6.3. 6.3R. Just a guess. Way out. 7.5. Off the chart, got tired from it all. I only have short on Bitcoin still running. It's always good to have a little break, my dude. It's always good to have a break. The Orion system's giving longs on Bitcoin at the moment. From here. Up to the high. But obviously, Orion is purely mechanical. There's no, there's no opinion or anything based around it. So we might be completely wrong, but we're secure on that one already. Well, I'm not trading it short term. I've explained this before. I'm showcasing an entry traded by Guy in the Discord, which you probably saw because you're in the Discord. But the reason I know he's secure on this, and I know that he's gone break even, is because he's above like a 1.5R. By probability, I reckon if I put a thing in the chat right now, I reckon he'll say he's break even. Yeah, my trade is fundamental and circle-based research. Cycle, yeah. Yeah, of course. And those kind of trades are just as valid, so that's the main thing. Yes, so daily high swept out. Daily high swept. 4-hour. Wow, look at that. Look at that. No low, no low, no low, no low, no low, no low. This is the only point we have a low. So for price to give us an entry, it has to retrace like 50% plus of the last expansive move it made. Which is fine, that's great. I doubt that will shift the daily bias by pulling back that much. So I have a really interesting outlook on what price action itself does on a regular basis. Now, there is always a point where price stops. Okay? So if you apply the rule of the way the markets move, so the rule being it's driven by money, either direction it's driven by money. It's either driven by money being withdrawn, causing price to go down, giving more supply back to the market, or it's driven by money going up, tightening the supply, causing the demand and the pricing to rise. If you have a point where price stops for a significant amount of time, and then it goes past the 25% level of the move, so for example, if you cut the move into quarters, you can do it obviously from here, 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 here. Yeah, that's just a rough measurement. I could use a fib tool, but I really don't mind too much. If you pull back 25% or more, probability is you will reach like the 40 to 50% of that range. Now, why is that? Well, because if it's based off of liquidity, the way that we believe it is, which we know it is, then it's also done with like a herd mentality understanding. So they communicate with each other and they know big investor number 1 is doing X and big investor number 2 is also doing X. So they're generally going to follow each other because they don't want to be, taken out of pocket by the other person. Right? Question, Ross. Does money only go up by money and fundamentals? Do you think other things in play? Does it only go up by money and fundamentals? Do you think other things at play? So it depends what you're looking at. If you're looking at something like a currency, then it's going to be down to strength of economy, which is going to inflate the value of a currency. But when it's coming to a good or an asset, or an asset, then it's going to be about supply and demand, isn't it? Exactly the same as this is about supply and demand. How many people want euro? How many people want... But euro ultimately is unlimited within itself, right? Because it's consistently being printed by the Fed or the central bank. So something that has a finite supply is going to be powered on number of supply, rather than necessarily value of that asset. But it's always, when you're looking at currency like Forex, I always look at it as fundamentals and money. Because otherwise, you bring in too many other factors, you have a lot of irrelevancies there. So when you have too many irrelevancies, it's almost like having a trading system that has 10 points, but you only need 2 of them to trade. So you have 8 redundancies within the system. That's why the Orion system is so minimalistic and there's so little in the way that it gives the system complete, how would I say, like every part needs to be valid for it to work. So I believe that there are always other elements depending on what asset you're looking at, but 90% of the time, if you're looking at one currency to another, it's based on money coming in and money coming out of that market. And then, of course, fundamentals will drive price as well. When it turns to, do you think there's something else at play? There are other factors, yes, but I don't think they're valid enough for us to be factoring them in, personally. But generally, they always boil down to fundamentals as well. But one thing I don't believe is that there is an algorithm that drives the market, and I don't believe in the principle of there's one thing happening. So when I saw Nasdaq, how it's moving lately with stocks, especially Tesla, I think quantum trading algos are driving the price up, not money or fundamentals. But then you have to ask yourself the question. Yeah, but you've also got to remember that's due to the fact that the US economy consistently values itself at a higher level while its debt grows at an exponential level. So a lot of the numbers can be inflated and cause those kind of effects as well. But when it comes to like quantum trading, for example, it's still putting money into the market. It's still putting money into the market, meaning that it is still technically driven by money, regardless of how that money's coming in, whether it's quantum, manual, bots trading it, whatever it is. I don't really think it bears any weight as to what way it's being put in, if that makes sense. But I think you're correct, 100%. We're coming into an age now where the mechanics of the market and the way humans behave are easily predicted and easily manipulated. So let's say, for example, you have an AI that has access to the internet and it has the ability to make fake accounts and post information on those accounts. It would only take 1,000, I would say, well, maybe even 100 accounts that had the right. So, because you think everything's an algorithm, so it's all based around AI framework. It would only take 100 accounts, I believe, with the right algorithm sort of post. So, for example, a post with the right hashtags, the right whatever, the right imaging, the right wording, whatever, to post a given set of information, and it would cause a visible effect in the market. Therefore, the same AI posting that would be able to capitalize on a movement that happened because of it. A cause and effect kind of principle, right? Don't know if you guys remember, but I think it must have been 3 years ago. There was a tweet that got posted out by an account on, at the time, Twitter, of a video of the Pentagon being like blown up, or a video of something in America, some like building in America being attacked. Turned out it was completely fake. It was a rendered video, but the indexes dropped like 100 points within the space of like 15 minutes because they saw it and there was an immediate effect. Everyone starts shitting their pants and running around. When it never happened. It never happened, but the effect happened and the result of it was real. So I think there is a lot of movement factors that you have to bring in when it comes to the markets themselves. That's why I've always said a mechanical system is always going to reign supreme, because regardless of the reasoning for the movements, the result of the movements is always going to give you the same thing. Like what happened with oil when it hit negative price, exactly. And the thing is as well, it hit a negative price, so they closed all trading on it. But people were buying it up from that price, otherwise it never would have recovered. And those are the people that are driving price consistently. Like they were literally paying people to come and collect barrels of oil. Craziness. Oh my gosh. Let's have a look at oil, shall we? I mean, yeah, look, I'm not an economist. I'm not a fundamentalist. I just have a very black and white view of the world. It falls into a lot of things. Sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's a curse. But I've always looked at the markets with the same principles and understanding, and I think that's why I've always been so like whatever happens, happens sort of thing. It's one of those things, though, isn't it, where you can never anticipate what's going to happen. You know, you can have all the understanding and knowledge, or potential understanding, because what I'm saying could be complete bullshit. This is the thing. We don't ever know. Everything we say, like what I just said there about, you know, like the age we live in with AI being able to produce fake accounts and post fake information, and it can cause mass hysteria on a level that really has never been seen before. It would only ever be human communication, which can't happen quick enough. You know, on a one-to-one level without any tech being involved, we can't communicate on a big enough scale for it to have any effect. We always have to resort to technology, and if that technology is infiltrated by artificial intelligence, there would be no way for true communication to happen, which ultimately would cause craziness. It's a fugazi, exactly. Fugazi. Yeah, literally. But I think there's always a lot to be, you know, observed within the market and the way that we're headed as a society. You know, that the foundation of the way that our sort of, how do I say, our species operates. The foundation of it is based around human emotion and human prediction. Now, when you take that human emotion and human prediction out of it by replacing it with artificial intelligence, that's when you start to fall in a totally different realm where things become a little bit weird. And we're heading there very quickly. So I think it's going to be a very interesting next few years. Not necessarily for a good reason either. But I'm not trying to put a downer on anything, so let's just stay true, stay positive. Okay, so we're taking a low here on Euro. Honestly, still kind of surprised that we got banned from TikTok. Well, not banned, but we got suspended from TikTok. Still kind of surprised at that, to be honest with you. But it happened. I've reached out to their support and I've had literally nothing. Try streaming Kick. Yeah, I have thought about it a couple of times. I don't know, man. Either Kick or Rumble. The reason I don't like Kick as much is because Kick is like renowned for being like a gambling platform, and we're not about that. You know what I mean? We're not about that. Oh my lord! Oh, right, so I'm just flicking through. I just like doing this to see what the general consensus is. I'm flicking through TikTok, right? Drones. Public concerned about the drones. Drones. Okay, then this is just like standard TikTok ush. Okay, no more. There's no more drone stuff. But that's when you're just seeing the same thing over and over and over again. I always think there's something going on. There's a bit of a narrative coming around here. The whole drone thing. One thing I can't stress you guys, and there's literally 5 of you in here, so it's not this message ain't gonna go far and wide. But if you're watching this on replay, you're watching it right now. Do not fool. What drones? In America at the moment, there's like they're calling them drones, but they're ultimately UFOs. UFOs or flying objects they can't identify in the night sky during the day. And the US government are like, we don't know what they are, we can't track them, da da da, whatever, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Then you got Donald Trump saying they know what they are, they're not disclosing it, blah blah, this, that, and the other. But it's getting to the point now where it's fucking everywhere. It's all over the news, everywhere. And it's spreading. So, for example, like, you know, it's happening in the UK, and everyone's posting videos of these flying objects in the UK saying, what are they? And the government's saying, we don't know, you know, they're not a threat and all this. And I'm just like, anything that's over the mainstream news like that is normally like a, hey, look over here while they're taking your money out of your back pocket. You know what I mean? But don't be fooled with the whole drone thing. If the government come out and they go, oh, we've been forced to release this information because the public want it so bad, the government don't really shit. That we could never force them to do anything. So, I mean, unless we completely had like a revolution. But don't fall for that. Like, if they come out and say, oh, you know, this, that, and the other, the drones, blah, blah, blah. It's all fucking bullshit. They've known for a long time that it's probably their aircraft. I don't believe for a second that there would be anything dangerous flying around their airspace without them. I mean, look, let's be honest. Americans have fucking. Americans can legally own 50 cows. They can literally own a 50 cal rifle, and there's just like unidentified objects flying around. Bro, they'd fucking just get your 50 cal out and pop them. Come on. Humans are easily distracted. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it. That's literally it. Most of the time when there's a big story like that, they're normally passing some sketchy ass law that like removes your rights in some way. Now again, this is like political. We're talking political, absolute fucking shit. Like absolute shit. I don't like politics. I'm not massive on politics, but I feel like politics nowadays doesn't fall under the same umbrella it used to. Because politics used to be about politicians, and it used to be about laws that are only going to affect, you know, like lawbreakers or whatever. And it's like now it's like some of the shit they're coming up with, it's like it will affect our children and your children that are around now and their children. It's like generational stuff. And like one of my students said to me yesterday, the tensions around the world between political leaders and governments is so high. I wouldn't say it was with citizens. That's one thing being online and having a presence online that I've noticed is that the citizens and the everyday man all want the same thing. We all want to get along. We all want to be happy. We all want to spend time with our family and just enjoy life. That's what we want. It's all of the government and the hierarchy that want wars, disruption, inequality. They want all of that stuff. Whereas humans on a civilian level don't want that. But that's why the politics is important, because it affects the way that the citizens are seeing things, right? Exactly. What's more interesting? Literally. But it's because it's kind of like a bandwagon now, you know? You've also got the other thing that's coming out from it as well, which is like people are playing off of it. So some of the towns where people have recorded these sort of sightings, the radio stations have like been playing like funny noises down the you know what I mean, like funny noises down the mic to make it seem like there's alien interruptions and shit, and people are like, whoa, alien noises. Like, fucking at this point we're all just pranking each other. Like, it's fucking stupid. Let's see XRP right here. Look at that for low liquid RS. Even. Remember, guys, if you are in the Discord right now, post your trade ideas, post what you're looking at. If you are in the YouTube and you're not in the Discord, then join with the link down below. If you are enjoying the stream in any way, shape, or form, then make sure you hit that heart button. Make sure you give us a little thumbs up. And, of course, a little comment and a share goes a million miles. We appreciate it. We spend a lot of time giving you guys content and giving you guys information without asking for anything in return. So, as a little return to us, just a little like, a little thumbs up, little comment, little share to your friends. Maybe you share it to some people that might find it interesting, or you just post it on your Instagram story. You know, we appreciate it. We do appreciate it. Massive thanks in advance. So news didn't really do anything. Building permits didn't really do a whole much. That doesn't make sense. Didn't really do much. FOMC tonight. Same time, we have the interest rate decisions. So these are obviously the news events. Yeah, Discord conversation is more fun. Yeah, because Discord we can be more like... We can be more... How do I say? We're more free. We're more free in Discord because it's our Discord server. Whereas I've got to be kind of careful with the stuff I say on here. I mean, apparently I have to be like super fucking careful with what I say on TikTok. TikTok, I can't even just be myself. I get fucking banned from it. But then you can go on to like some sketchy dude's TikTok live, and he's like sending people 10,000 USD in an envelope. I'm like, that's clearly a fucking scam, or it's like some sort of dodgy shit. But he's allowed to do that. That's fine. Void, appreciate you, brother. So, we really do have some good opportunities coming. But at the moment, they're a little bit far and few between, which is fine. It just tells us that today is a little bit slower. And this is why we are looking at the high frequency Orion, because the high frequency Orion is going to fill those gaps of lull in between the higher time frame setups being taken, and even be taken with and in conjunction with them. So it's going to give you more opportunity to trade on a larger scale of understanding, but of course keeping the same concepts and principles at the core. Okay, it's 2 p.m. I think we're going to wrap it up there. We've done a lot of talking today, a lot of analysing, a lot of question answering. We've said hello to new people. We've said hello to some familiar faces. We've said hello to some OGs. We've said hello and goodbye to a few people. Now it's time for me to say goodbye to you guys until tomorrow. I appreciate everybody that's been here. I appreciate everyone that's shared, liked, commented, said hi, said goodbye, whatever it is that you're doing to help us grow as a community. I appreciate it massively. As always, go and learn the Orion trading system. Prove to me that it doesn't work. And then you'll be able to prove to yourself that you've put in the work to actually find out the results that follow that. So stick to your trading plan, stick to the rules, stick to your risk, and of course, don't ever trade with emotions. I will see you all tomorrow. I may go live on Discord. We'll see. I've got a little bit of work to do this afternoon. But have a great rest of your day, everyone. Peace and love, and I will see all of you very soon. Appreciate all of you guys. Until the next one. Ciao, Bella.